Hey everyone, welcome to this week's watch list preview. Um, I don't have um, a lot of confidence in these going up this week, um, but I don't really like playing at the downside unless we start breaking some lows, um, previous week's lows. This is kind of the broadening formation on the weekly chart on SPY. Um, if you look at the weekly, here we are. Go from this candle to here, this candle to here. Um, this low is lower than this low, so you have to go from this low to here, um, and then on the highs, come from this high back to here. So you're kind of looking at broadening formation like this. You're up towards the upper end of it, but there's still some room for it to go another, maybe $5–10 before we hit the top of it. Doesn't mean that's what's going to happen, but um, it's showing indications that it could. So that's why I'm looking at things more to the upside this week. Now onto the watch list. Here's the watch list, and I have two of them highlighted. These are these meme stocks that are pushed by social media. I do not like touching these. I've only ever traded them one time, and I think it was either AMC or GameStop. I bought calls on it. I think I made a few $100, $400 or so. I think that's the only time I've ever traded these. I'd really try to avoid these at all costs. I don't like trading them, but I'll put them on a watch list and I'll show you why. So let's look at AMC. AMC had an inside week. The problem is it must have been pushed by somebody probably here 2 weeks ago. Really got pushed up to $72. Inside week here. If we break the high, you look, we have $11 to go to break the high, so it's going to have to run quite a bit, and it can run fast, but it's going to have to run quite a bit to even go two up on the week. The daily, we're inside on the day also, so we could have a 2-1-2 reversal here if we do break the high of the week up here. The 2-1-2 reversal would be a break of this high here. You could enter on this. I wouldn't do it just because of the type of stock it is, but that's something you can look at. You could enter on a 2-1-2 reversal here when it breaks the high of this one candle, or wait till it gets up here. Usually when these things go, they go, so be careful with it, because if they drop, they can drop. Same thing with Bed Bath & Beyond here. They're looking at the month. It's 2 up on the month, but it's been dropping quite a bit. Look at the weekly chart. It's an inside week, but it's kind of a gravestone doji, which isn't bullish at all by any means. But I don't know. I don't know if social media gets a hold of this one. It may take off to the upside. It's probably more likely to go to the downside if social media doesn't get involved. So if it goes to the downside, I'm not interested in it at all. If social media gets a hold of it and wants to push it up, I'll look for a break of this last week's high and see where it goes. Again, I probably won't play these because I'm not that type of trader. I don't like playing the high risk stuff. Coca-Cola, you look at the yearly chart, we're inside on the year, forming a momentum Momo hammer candle, and you're going to see a lot of these on the yearly charts because at the beginning of this year everything pulled back. So a break above this, well, it's a yearly. Let's go back to the monthly. You see we've had 4 2-ups in a row. And you look at the weekly, we're looking at an inside week, had 2 2-ups in a row. We have an inside week. Look for a break above the high of this, which is 56.34. Your first target's not a huge move. It's only a 14-cent move. So you may want to just look for a break of that, which would be, I believe that would be an all-time high break. Yeah, that'd be an all-time high break if you break above this. So you may just want to wait till it breaks that 58 or 56.48. At that point, you could look for a measured move. Measured move is when you have an inside candle, take the body of the previous candle. And you see we had about 55.30 to about 56.30, so about $1 move. Take this 56.34, add $1 to it, it would be 57. I just put 57.25. That'd roughly be your move. It's not a huge move. If you trade the weeklies, yeah, you could probably make, I don't know, 50, 60 bucks on this per contract. It's there. It's not one of my favorite charts this week. None of them really are real high on my list this week, but let's keep going. We'll see. Maybe one of these will play out. Look at ROKU. We're 2 up on the year. Kind of coming down to kind of form a doji here, but it's still a 2 up. Monthly chart, we're inside on the month, but if we break above last week's high, that will give us a 2-1-2 reversal. So our target would be the high of this candle, which isn't much a move. I think it's a $5 move. And when I say not much of a move, $5 is quite a bit of a move, but ROKU moves, can move $20 a day. So $5 isn't huge, but you could still make some pretty good money off of that. Go to the weekly chart. Here's our inside week. We're kind of not doing anything for the last 3 weeks. But if we break above this, we have room to here, which is the high of this candle from 3 weeks ago. That might offer a little bit of resistance, but if we break that, we can look for a move up to 377, which now we're looking at a $25 move. I would just be careful here. See if we see a pullback. You may even want to wait till it comes up, touches this, test it, see if it tries to come back down a little. Maybe when it breaks the second time, maybe looking at taking it. That's kind of probably the way I would look at it, the way I would trade it. So we come back to the daily and we can see where our targets are. Our break is here. This one is 352.99. It's only 25 cents above the trigger, so I just kind of ignore this one. But our first target is the high of this day here, and our second one is high from way back here. What I like about this is this big green candle here, or big red candle, sorry, big red candle here. On a smaller time frame, there's going to be a lot of stops set in there, and you start triggering those stops, and that gives it momentum to the upside. So there's a good chance that we could, if we do break this high here, last week's high, there's a good chance we could end up here, $25 move. So that's what I'm looking at on ROKU. SBUX. We'll start with the yearly chart on SBUX. And you see what we have here. It's a real mess right here, but let's try to zoom in a little bit. Oh, okay. We have an inside week up and an inside month up. So right now we're looking at the yearly chart, and I'll go over both of these. We're looking at the yearly. It's a 2 up on the yearly. Nice looking chart. Very nice looking chart, actually. We go to the monthly chart, and we have an inside month here. This is June. This was May. If we break above the high of June, we're looking at inside month, which is this alert right here. You see the 116.74. Our first target on the inside month, if you come down to the weekly, our first target on the inside month would be the high of this month, which is only 50-cent move. Then we're looking at the high of this month, which is $2 move actually from the trigger. And I think that's the only targets we have on the monthly chart. for the monthly break. Now, if we look at the inside week, here's our inside week. It's kind of stuck inside right here, not doing a lot. So I would be careful if you do get in it, keep a tight stop. But we have an inside week up break right here, and we go to the daily chart to look for our targets. And inside week up, here's a target here. That's almost a dollar move. Another target up here at 114.62. So now we're looking at almost $2 move for the second target. And then our third target is up here, which again, big red candle. So there's a lot of stops that can be taken out here on smaller time frames. If you look at, say, a 60-minute time frame and look at this day, there's a lot of stops that can be set in here. So that's it for StarBucks. Tesla, everybody's favorite, although it's been pretty rough lately. It's been good to trade puts on, definitely. Look at Tesla on the year, not a pretty year. You know, it had its moments, but yeah, its moments are kind of gone now. Look at the monthly chart. We're still inside month, so you got to be mindful of that. We look at the weekly chart, and Tesla could go either direction. Right now, I think it's more bearish than it is bullish. So I think if anything, I'd be looking at something to the downside. But I did set targets for the upside too. And Tesla is one of those stocks, even though you're on an inside month, there's still enough range that you can make money trading it. You just have to be mindful that you might get some chops. So just be careful with your stops. So an inside week break to the upside would be a break over 623.09. First target is going to be 635.59, and that's what I mean. There's over a $12 potential profit there. Not $12 potential profit, $12 move just to your first target. So even though it's an inside month and it's kind of stuck, that $12 move can make you a lot of money. We come down to the daily chart to look for our targets. Here's our inside week up here. And we look at this high. I skipped this high because it was pretty close. The high there's 633.80. It's not even $2 to this high, so I just went with this one. But that's our first target. Again, another big red candle. So there's a lot of potential stops here that we can trigger. The second target's going to be 665.05. Third target's going to be 690. That's if we break to the upside. And just remember, just because we break to the upside doesn't mean we're going to hit 690. It doesn't even mean we're going to hit 635. If you buy, let's just say you buy 3 contracts, and this thing goes to 630, I know me, I'd be unloading 2 of them at least. To maybe keep one and keep a tight stop on that last one, a break-even stop or something. Because as choppy as Tesla's been lately, there's no guarantees that we're going to get to 635. And if you're waiting for 635 and we hit 630, 632 and we pull back down, you don't want to be, you had a nice green trade there. You don't want to turn that into a loss. So just keep that in mind. If we break to the downside, let's go back to the weekly chart. If we break to the downside, and I know this is kind of clumped in here. If we break it to the downside, we're looking at this here for a target. We'll go back to the daily chart. And again, look at this. We're kind of stuck right here. So it's kind of tough. If you look at this candle here, from this line here down to this line here, we're stuck inside of all that. If you look at a monthly chart, the monthly chart almost covers that, which would pretty much be this candle. We're stuck inside that, and not only that, but you look at the $900. Again, if you could get in the trade and run it from $600 to $900, even though you're stuck inside, that's a heck of a profit. You just got to watch your stops. Don't get caught up in thinking that, you know, it's going to go here, it's going to go there, and I'm going to make, you know, $10,000 a contract. Just don't have that mentality. So inside week down, look at the daily chart. Our first target is this low here. Our second target is this low here. And our third target is actually a gap fill. And the reason it's a gap fill is if you look here, we have a nice little gap here from the low of this candle is 571.07. We have a gap to fill from here to here. So if we break below 571.07, pretty good chance we're going to go to 550 or 566. So that would be my third target. So we have the fourth target. If we break below this, this would be my fourth target. I'm pretty sure by then I'd probably be all out of anything I was holding, but nonetheless, it's a target. You know, if you want to jump in, it's up to you where you want to take your profits, but that's what I would do. So that's it for my watch list for this week. I'm not overly confident on any of them. Last week I think I had 5 correct and one that didn't. I wouldn't really necessarily say it failed. It triggered and then it pulled back. And if I was in it, I would have stopped out and maybe looked to jump in after it broke back over that trigger again. So it still could have been a winner, because if you played it, if you got back in it the second time, it went up enough, you probably could have covered your loss from your stop out. But it didn't hit its target, so for that reason, I'm going to consider a loser. So 5 winners, 1 loser, and I think there may be 2 or 3 that didn't trigger at all. So that's it. And the ones I had for the monthly, I think it was American and Google, I believe, I had for the monthly charts. They're still, inside month. They're still in play. I mean, you would have stopped out on this one by now. I would hope you would have. If you got in when it triggered this, it came within 5 cents of hitting its target, and then it pulled back down. I know I would have been out. I would have had my target at break even. I probably would have actually sold up here before it even got to the high, just because I usually sell a little bit short of my target just to be conservative. But if you didn't sell then, you should have at least had your stop at break even by that point. And then, you know, if it breaks back above it again, you can maybe try it again, get back in and see if it runs next time. You can see the TTM squeeze is starting to come up to be bullish momentum on the monthly chart. So, you know, we don't know. I don't use the TTM as a primary source. This is like the last thing I look at. I look at price action. I look at the candles. I look at where they're going, where they've been. And then I'll glance down here and just say, okay, which way does the momentum look like it's going? That's really all I use this for. And I really don't even use it that much. I just, you know, just happened to glance at it just now and noticed that it was going bullish momentum. So, but again, this 90% of my decision is up here. Probably 95% of my decision's up here, and 5% of it's here. So that might be a better way of wording it. But American is still in play to the upside. Google, I covered this in my video the other day. It hit its target. In fact, I took my marks off of here. The trigger was here on the monthly chart. Oh, they are there. Just took a while. Okay, the trigger was here. Target 1 was up here. Target 2 was up here, and that was a measure move target. It did hit target 1. It hasn't hit target 2 yet. The high was 2441.72. Target 2 is 2450.74, and that was a measure move target. And again, that measure move, you take the low of this candle at 2090 to 2090 to, yeah, that's not even right. Oh, that's because I'm on the monthly. When I get my measure move, I went from the weekly. So yeah, we were looking at $60 move, and I think that was based on, I don't remember where it came from. That was a couple weeks ago now. You have to go back and watch my other video to see where it came from. I kind of wrote this off now. I still left my labels on here because I just want to see if it hits that second target. But yeah, for me, this plays dead. Not to say it's dead. It did what it's supposed to on the monthly chart. Now, if we get an inside week next week, maybe the following week I'll look for a break to the upside again, because the monthly is still a 2 up. So we'll see. I don't want to say I wrote it off, but it's not something I'm going to be keeping a close eye on. If it shows up on one of my scans, yeah, I'll take a look at it. But right now it's not on any of my scans, and for this week, as far as I'm concerned, I'm not even going to look at this. So, but that's it. That's my watch list for this week. It's not a great watch list. It's not one of the ones I've been most confident in. I'm going to keep my entries small and my stops tight, and we'll see where we go from here. Right now, I believe futures are slightly up. Doesn't mean anything. Yeah, we're not up by a whole lot. Let's check the ES minis. Go to 15-minute. Maybe. Okay. Yeah, look at this. We're stuck inside of this opening candle. Your high was right here, and let's just put lines on it just to make it easier to see. Your high was here, and your low was here, and you have not broke out of that since then. So really stuck inside right now. But it doesn't mean I don't put any. I'm not one of those ones that sit here on Sunday night and say, "Uh-oh, futures are up 200 points," or "Uh-oh, futures are down 200 points. Tomorrow's going to be wild." It's too early to tell. You know, we have the Asian markets opening later on. You know, we'll see what they do. That's going to change things. We wake up in the morning, yeah, that's when I start paying attention. But tonight, this is all meaningless. This and this is meaningless on Sunday night, in my opinion. Yeah, if you trade futures, you can, you know, try to make a few bucks here and there. But as far as looking at this to see what's going to happen tomorrow, this is meaningless. So, but thanks for watching. We'll see how this week goes. You know, I plan on trading maybe a couple of those, but they're going to be, you know, going to go in conservative, going to go in light, and I'm going to have tight stops. And if I get stopped out, I'll wait and see if it breaks it again, and I'll get back in again. And that's the name of the game. I just got to make sure you honor those stops, because if you don't, that's what will put you out of this game. That's what will ruin your accounts. So, and you have to accept that you're going to have losses. You know, last week I was actually, my week was red. I had a red week. But, you know, it happens. It wasn't red by much, but partially my fault. I tried to get in a couple of trades that probably weren't A+ setups, but I thought I could make a few quick bucks, and they didn't work out. And then Friday, you know, we all had that thinkorswim. Not we all, but everybody. It's probably just about everybody that has thinkorswim. I know I had a lot of trouble. I got an Amazon right after the open, and I was up probably about $100, which isn't a lot percentage-wise, but I was happy with the $100, and I tried to get my sell order in, and my charts froze. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't put an order in. I had a bracket order set, but the bracket order was like a 20% profit, which means it would have had to have run, I don't know, I would have had to have been up $400 or $500, and I wasn't. That's not what I was looking for at the open. But since my screen froze, I couldn't lower it. You know, I use Active Trader to drag my orders around. So, you know, if I have my sell order way up here and I want it down here, you just click on it and drag it down. You just, yeah, it won't even let me do that. You can just click on it and drag it down. Well, my charts were froze and I couldn't move it. By the time they unfroze, I hurried up and canceled everything and hit market sell, and I lost like $230. I waited till after 10 o'clock and I got in and tried it again. That time I think I set a trail stop that time, and it was a pretty tight trail stop. The problem was I did market order to get in, and the ask was at like, I don't know what the numbers were, but I'm just going to throw it out there, throw a number out there. The ask was at like you know, $840. I got filled at like $920. So it was way above, and you guys that use Active Trader know that if it hasn't reached a particular price, it's in gray, and it was way above, into the gray, above any white ones. So my Active Trader was lagging way behind the regular charts. I didn't know it. I hit market by market, and it bought like $80 above where I wanted it to buy. My trigger, or my trail stop was, I think my trail stop was even higher than anything was shown had went through yet. And I got stopped out right away for probably about a $70 loss that time. So now I'm down like $300 on it in Amazon because Thinkorswim was lagging so far behind. I didn't have, or it froze completely, that I didn't have accurate numbers on it. I ended up trading it a third time a little bit later after everything calmed down, and I think I made 150 of it back, but I was still down 150 on it for the day. So, Friday I was still green up until Friday, and probably as much my fault, because after all the problems we had, I continued to trade it. I should have just shut it down and walked away and been done with it. But so I ended up red on the week because of Friday happening. And if you guys are curious, this is my Active Trader window. These are the actual options chart. I don't care what this chart looks like. I don't look at this chart. In fact, here's how my screen looks. I have it on another monitor, so I'll drag it over. I do slide this over so I can see the bid. And I have my major indexes here. These are my options chain charts. So all I have to do is click on one of these. If I want to click on NVIDIA, I can click on it. But you can see I don't see much of the chart here. I don't care what this chart looks like. I don't even look at this chart. All I look at is the bid, the ask. I look at the Active Trader window, and I watch my time and sales here. And this chart means nothing to me. And this is how everything looks here. So these are some of my longer term things I'm holding right now. I'm in so light on them that I'm not real concerned. And some of these are actually ones my wife found that she told me to get in. So they're longer term. This is December's expiration. This is August expiration. This is July's expiration. I just see what these do. She found these, found people talking about it, said, here, try one. This one here, this is a little bit misleading because this wasn't at 9 cents. I think I was actually slightly up on this one the other day. It expires this week. So we'll see what it does. I think I was only down like $10 on it on Friday. So we'll see what it does. But this is what my trading window looks like. This is what I use to trade, get in and out. I use these buttons. Occasionally use these buttons if it's early in the morning and things are moving fast. Depending on the spreads on what I'm trading, I'll use a market order to get in. If there's a big spread, I'll maybe buy the ask. I don't want to buy market if the spreads are huge. Or actually you don't even want to do buy market if the spreads are huge. I try to get in right in the middle. Usually if the spreads are huge, I try to get in close to the middle, and I just use the window here. But anyway, that's long enough on this video. Just wanted to show you what I look at. Kind of show you. I do have two other monitors. the one I keep the Discord channel on that I'm up, because they're all strat traders, so I can see what's, I see things thrown out. They'll throw out, hey, Tesla's a an inside on the 30 or something, and I can just hurry up and pull the chart up. So I have the Discord channel on there, and then I just put this up recently. Kind of shows all the other major indexes. Quick glance, I can see if it's a green candle or whatever. This came from one of the guys in the Discord channel. I'm still not used to it, so I don't really use it too much. More than anything, right now, what I'm checking is I use this here. Let's just say the XLF. I don't even like the XLF. Let's say the XLK is doing good. Everything's looking green on it. I'll come up and I'll change this to the XLK. And here's the ones I have from the XLK: Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia, PayPal, CRM, and Adobe. And I'll look and I'll see which ones are looking green. I want to see more green over here, and it's okay if I see red over here in the 5 or 15 and the rest are green. I'll click on it, and it's already linked to here, so I can pull that chart up. And this is the chart I use when I'm watching. So I click on PayPal, and I sit here and wait forever. So let me try. Okay, it's pulling up now. And I just take a glance, and I get 2 up, I get a 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 2 up. And this is pre-market, so this doesn't matter, but everything's 2 up. I can also look at this bar here, and if they're green the whole way across, I know it's doing really good right now, so I'll look for an entry. So just a little bit added to that watch list review. But thanks for watching, and hope everyone has a good week. See you later. Bye.